Welcome back as we work to connect with each other and with Jesus. The last 2 weeks, we've talked about the prodigal son, how the younger son took all of his inheritance, wasted it, and had nothing. But he came back to his father after he hit rock bottom and asked for forgiveness. The older son, on the other hand, was always there, always faithful, always obedient. But just because he was physically there doesn't mean that he was relationally there. He didn't care about his father either. And both sons represent different mentalities people have, and the father represents God and his loving reception and welcoming and forgiveness of all of us. And most of us want to be the father in the story, but in reality, we tend to incline towards the younger son or the older son. But the father teaches us what it means to relate to one another. The father gave the inheritance to the younger son. What was due to the younger son, the father gave. And when he talked with the older son, the father said, "Everything I have is yours." So as we are approaching the time of Thanksgiving, the father reminds us that we are to be giving. Because our Father in heaven has given to us. And the point is, we shouldn't be those who hoard. It's real easy to look at our stuff and say it's mine. Both the younger son and the older son focused on what they felt was theirs, what entitlements they had. The father, on the other hand, shows us how we are to be giving and loving and forgiving. So we see the different mentalities at play in both of these things. Now the reality is our resources are limited, but I think we have the tendency to use that as an excuse. And we can't solve every problem, so we're going to solve no problem. The Father shows us how we are to give, how we are to extend, and how we are to treat and interact with others. And just because we're hurt or disrespected doesn't mean that we absolve ourselves from that relationship. So as we continue to approach Thanksgiving, I want to encourage you to look at the father and the prodigal son to see how we can be more giving and loving and accepting. Because that's what Jesus did for us. Jesus died so that we might be saved. We can extend that type of love to others, to show others what Jesus has done for us. Stay connected to each other and in Jesus.